Oh, this is interesting because I love anime, you know? I love fucking anime and I gotta see what's going on with him.
The audacity
This is by Chibi Reviewers. If you don't know what Chibi means, Chibi is small in Japanese. So let's see what he gotta say. Because I don't like Crunchyroll. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't like Crunchyroll at all. I detest them like a sickness. I've never subscribed to Crunchyroll, not even as a free tier or like a week of free Crunchyroll for anime. Never. And I've never subscribed to Funimation either. You know, never. I will never give him my fucking money for shit. Look at this shit. Look, he's gonna talk about it. Fan tier, it went from $7.99 to $9.99, $10. Okay, mega fan tier. What the fuck does that even mean? Like what? More anime catalogs get open for you? Is that the case? Because if that's the case, then fuck that. I'd rather just pirate. I'm not endorsing. I'm just saying.
of this company to do a 20% price increase in the last 2 years after the removal of the comment section, halting of their free tier for watchers of anime less than a month ago, to the downgraded subtitles and typesetting on their site that literally had massive content creators that even work for Crunchyroll calling them out. Then you have the investigation and violation agreements with their vendor for using AI subtitles. That's just a small fraction of some of the controversies that Crunchyroll have gotten themselves into just in the last year. Look, this is 7 months ago, this is 4 months ago, this is literally a month ago, and this was at the beginning of last year. It's very obvious that Crunchyroll is increasing these prices out of corpo greed, but
dude, this is why I'm waiting for. I hope one day Japan creates their own anime streaming service. I hope that one day Japan does it, bro. Because I want to because Crunchyroll is currently the middleman right now. There's really nothing, nowhere legitimate where you could really watch anime. You know, Crunchyroll basically have a monopoly on anime that comes to the states. I haven't seen anything else lately. There used to be Funimation, but then my bad. Crunchyroll bought Funimation, and now they incorporated all of the catalogs from Funimation to Crunchyroll. So basically, Crunchyroll is the only place where you could watch anime legitimately. I will never invest any money in that. I will never give them any money. I don't like their corporation. I don't like their business practices in any capacity, especially that bullshit fiasco that they did. And they're trying to go a lot of woke. They're doing a lot of woke shit that I don't subscribe to, and they change up a lot of the subs every time when you watch Japanese anime. They've been called out multiple times because they have a lot of the subtitles. They tend to add their own interpretation, and they try to put in their type of they try to push in their agenda within the subtitles. And the Japanese have called them out multiple times on it, like, bro, this is not what we say. This is not what she says, or this is not what the anime says in the subtitles. Why are you saying these things? And like they don't even give a shit. It's like caution to the wind. It's like dick into the wind for them. They don't care. They're gonna keep doing it until like Japan says, you know what, we're not gonna be doing business with you. I hope one day Japan does their own streaming service. I really do.
also most likely because they're losing subscriptions. They are losing
Good.
support. And I want to point out something first of all. Back in 2024, Crunchyroll announced that they were going to be increasing prices for their Mega and Ultimate fans with upgraded benefits and more anime.
So it's like a bigger catalog basically. So basically it's like a lock, like a lock subscription basically. Guys, whoever's in Crunchyroll, let me know if that's the case. So basically, is it like for example, like free tier you get like 5 anime, like the next tier is like 10, and like the mega tier, whatever this is, like 50 or something like that? Is that how it goes? I know it's a lot more than I'm just being, I'm just giving an example. So it's even bigger than that. So if you get the mega tier, you basically have access to every one of their catalogs of anime. Is that the case? Man, I'd rather just pirate. I don't condone it or endorse it. I'm just saying I'd rather do that because I don't. This is ridiculous.
You can see this when this was posted. This is on Crunchyroll's official site, and I'm willing to bet if this video gains more traction, they probably will delete this post in the future. But let's point this out for a second. So back in 2024, before they did all of this, by the way, and they already had a lot of controversies under their belt, by the way. They already had like localization issues, some subtitle issues, delay issues and stuff. But this was before they removed their comment section and everything. But they increased their prices from, in the mega tier, from $9.99 a month to $11.99 a month. It was basically a whole dollar jump. It was actually a massive increase, actually a $2 jump now I think about it. Yeah, no, I can't math real quick. They had a $2 jump, but then for the Ultimate Fan tier, they went from $14.99 a month to also $15.99 a month. Now, I would like to remind you guys, this was back in 2024, before all this stuff happened literally last year. And so this company that has been riddled with a lot of controversy and a lot of drama, and getting even called out by some of their biggest supporters, decided to increase their prices again. Now, Let's be honest here. Every subscription service increases their prices. Netflix is a very good example of this, but
Spotify also went up as well by like $1. Dude, I don't yo, I have a little trick when it comes to Spotify. I don't typically pay for no I don't pay for Spotify. What I do is every time an ad pops up, I close the app out and then I open it again. That's my little trick. Or I go on YouTube what's it called again? It's called YouTube Music. I go on that a lot as well, like when I'm just jogging or just, working out and stuff like that. But everything is going up nowadays. Everything. But again, I'm never giving my money to Crunchyroll, or Crunchyroll gonna eat a big fat dick. My big fat dick, because I'll never give him my money at all.
here's the thing. Crunchyroll has done nothing in the last year that warrants this in terms of making this worth the price. And the reason why I say that is because they have done a very poor job with their marketing with a lot of anime. They have straight up done a massive disservice to people that used to have orders on Right Stuff that got joined into the Crunchyroll store. There's a lot of controversy around that, and you probably have heard about it if you use Crunchyroll store to buy any form of merchandise. They cancel orders randomly, they won't restock things. There's a lot of problems there. Crunchyroll as a service has degraded considerably.
I don't know about restocking. Restocking is like whatever, but if they cancel your order for like multiple times, then that's kind of that's kind of scummy.
They were always bad, but they have gotten fundamentally worse in the last year and a half, and it's only getting worse with time.
I don't get it. If they're so bad, why do people subscribe to them then? Like, yeah, I heard that they're losing subscriptions, but it's not enough for Crunchyroll to be like, oh God, this is not good. We got to do something. This is or we're about to go bankrupt. It's never that. It's never like that, bro. There's always gonna be people who have no problem eating slop. There's always gonna be people like that in this world. People who are like, I can't use these words because I'm not sure if Twitch, but I'm on YouTube right now as well. But for Twitch, there's always going to be like lips, ducks, and joy boys. There's always going to be people that way, and people who love eating slop. There's always people that have no problem. Oh, the price did go up a little bit. Yeah, I'm not getting much. Yeah, the subtitles are not as good as they used to be. Yeah, the subs, they're just saying shit that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, we know, but I'm still gonna support Crunchyroll because I love. That's basically how it is, bro. Can't reason with these people. You're just gonna have to let them be.
I feel like one of the biggest tipping points where this all began was when they decided to remove comments over a year ago. And for those that need a rundown on why this even happened to begin with, there was a random anime episode that came out that was not really a popular anime. Like, people talked about it when it was coming out, but it wasn't really a well-known anime. I don't think a lot of people even remember the anime series. Hell, I can't even remember it. It was just that long ago, but also such a irrelevant anime in the conversation. The point of the matter is that the anime had a comment section, and people started to get upset in the comment section, and there was like a dispute in the comment section, people getting angry. And so, because of one episode on this one anime that wasn't even like a big anime.
Dude, I don't get why. I mean, you gotta be some type of fucking idiot in order for you to get angry at a fucking anime, bro. In an anime comment section. At that, like, how much of a fucking tool do you have to be? How much of a dipshit do you have to be? Like, chill the fuck out, bro. Especially if the anime is like really old and it's just like coming up and it's getting popular. That's even worse, bro. You're just like shouting into the wind at that point. I don't get it. But seriously, you gotta be such a little bitch to be getting angry at an anime at all. If you don't like it, don't watch it.
They shut down the comment section, not just on that episode or the series, but their entire site. So, to put this in perspective, Crunchyroll as a site, they have thousands of episodes. Like, just One Piece alone has 1,000+ episodes.
Obviously.
But we're talking thousands of different...
And still, it's too much for me to go into, bro. Like, I don't know how anybody does it. I guess maybe since they've been watching for a long time, I can't do it, bro. And this is coming from an old man who basically grew up with One Piece when they first aired it on Toonami back in the mid 2000s, so like between 03 and 05. And even then I was still like, oh, I can't do it. I can't, 1,000-something episodes. If I had the time and I don't touch grass, maybe I'll just catch up on them on like Netflix or something like that. But even then, not all the episodes are on Netflix. The new ones, obviously, and a little bit of the older, but like in the middle, they're not there. They're not all there. So that's something.
Anime. So thousands upon thousands of episodes on their site that had their comment section removed over one anime episode with a little bit of controversy on one single comment section. That's insane. It was very obvious that Crunchyroll wanted any form of excuse to completely silence their community and remove the comment section. That is the big reason why they did it, and everyone saw what they did. And it's very fascinating. Once they made this move, all this type of stuff started to happen right after, where people can no longer really call them out on the episodes, call them out that there's no translations, call them out that the subtitles are wrong. They remove the comment section, and then suddenly all this stuff starts to happen. And it's like, thankfully, there's the internet. Thankfully, you have, like, social media, you have YouTube, where people can still report on this and talk about it, but Crunchyroll did not want to see this in their comment section. They did not want to hear your voice whatsoever. And so to get to the main meat and potatoes of this conversation, Crunchyroll has done nothing that is worthy of increasing their prices at all. They have, in fact, less features than they did in 2024.
Right.
And so, in fact, they should be lowering the price down instead of raising the price, because you do not have the exact same features, and the way they use even their...
Yeah, I've heard that they're now using AI to, you know, to fix their subtitles a bit, and they're doing like a really like shit job, I've heard. You know, but that's nothing compared to, they're adding their own agenda to the subtitles, like stuff that have nothing to do with what the anime character is saying. I hate that. We tend to do that shit here in the West a lot, and I don't know why we do that, and I'm glad Japan called them out on it.
For their marketing and all that is absolutely atrocious. There was literally, like, drama about this, like, a day and a half ago. Like, let me pull it up. So this right here just happened a few days ago on January 27th, as you can see. But Manga Alert reported on Crunchyroll now canceling orders and stuff and offering a 20% off coupon on their shop. And they basically walked back on their promise to fulfill back orders for Right Stuff products. So for those that don't recall, Right Stuff got consumed by Crunchyroll because Sony bought them out. And so Right Stuff store was consumed in a Crunchyroll store. And those that had any orders on their store was
God,
in
it
turn
was
given
this
over to
monopoly,
Crunchyroll. And Crunchyroll
bro.
promised
Jesus
when they
Christ.
consumed Right Stuff that they would honor these orders and stuff, these backlogs, but it's very obvious they have not, they will not, and now they're canceling those orders kind of silently and just giving you a 20% coupon off. And then this is affecting multiple different titles and stuff, and Manga Alerts kind of goes over this on why this is an issue and all that, and you can pause the video to read this if you want. But the point of the matter is that Crunchyroll as a service is just been bad on all fronts, to their store, to their subtitles, to their translations, to forcing politics into things. They have just been fundamentally a net negative for the anime industry. And here's the bigger thing about this whole situation that really, like, irks me. It's the fact
People seem to forget about the roots of Crunchyroll, guys. I'm not sure if you guys know this, but Crunchyroll used to be a pirate site where you could watch anime until they became legitimate, and then they became corporate. They started absorbing Funimation, they absorbed all these other fucking sites as well. Just one big monopoly bullshit shills, bro. And now, I don't know. Hopefully, Crunchyroll goes under in like the next couple of years. People gotta be like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to subscribe to this. Or if you have a new like a new type of not subscribe card, like a new way to watch anime that's legitimate, that pops up, that's actually really good. Yeah, people will jump ship. But then again, there's always going to be people who pirate anime. You know, again, I don't condone it. I'm just saying what it is. There are people who pirate anime. It's not like people want to, but it's just that the alternatives to watching legitimate anime is not there. You know, it's just not there. Like I mentioned, I hope one day Japan creates their own streaming service where they basically say, you know what, we're just going to cut ties with Crunchyroll and we're just going to make our own services, because they're basically the middlemen. Crunchyroll is the middleman of how we get anime legitimately here in the States. You got the Japanese who make you have the Japanese who make it. You have Crunchyroll who take the anime, add the subs and all that stuff, and then the consumers, us. If you take away Crunchyroll and then you have Japan that makes their own streaming services that sends it out to the world, including us in the States, it will be 10 times better than whatever this shit is. This orange slop is.
that Crunchyroll thinks they can get away with this. And in turn, they kind of can. And you want to know why they can get away with this? It's not because the fans are just supporting them, but they are the only legal option for anime.
Thank you. See? There's nothing available left. There's nothing out there but them. Their Funimation was absorbed into them, and everything else is just not there. There's nothing. Like Netflix has like a limited like catalog. Hulu has a limited catalog. What else is there? Like I guess HBO Max has a limited catalog. Their catalog is like what, maybe 5% of 5% anime, or no, less, like 2 to 3% anime. There's no other place to just watch just anime in general but Crunchyroll. The only other way is a non-legitimate way, aka pirating.
Thus is the problem with a monopoly.
Yep.
Yeah, you have Netflix. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing here is that Crunchyroll does have a majority of anime on their platform, and anyone trying to deny that is lying to themselves.
Yep.
They do. They have most of the catalog. Now, they don't have every anime in existence, but they have a freaking massive catalog. And
dude, the catalogs that these pirate sites have is so much more compared to what Crunchyroll have, bro. Like, the amount of anime you can watch on a pirate site is flabbergasting compared to what you can get here. Like, I went to my friend's house last year, and He had Crunchyroll. I went on Crunchyroll. I tried to find some of the old school animes like Outlaw Star. They didn't have it. Trigun. They didn't have it. I looked for some of the other old school stuff, like maybe stuff like even from the early '90s or late '80s, like I don't know, like some other anime. I couldn't find it. Meanwhile, if I go to some pirates, I can definitely find what I want there. You know. So and there's no other options, man, and it's frustrating and it's irritating.
And that's the issue here, is that you have one corporation that basically controls majority of the anime flow into the West, and so the only way to legally support these series is by using their service that is fundamentally getting worse. So this is the problem with a monopoly, is that this company does not need to improve, they don't need to be better, they don't need to have a better product or service, because if they have no competition, why do they need to be better?
Yep, it's like how Overwatch was when before Marvel Rivals showed up. When Overwatch was just its own entity, basically they were turning into complete shit as the seasons progressed and stuff like that. But when Marvel Rivals came out in 2024 and a lot of people started leaving Overwatch, that's when they had to get their shit together, and that's when they were like, you know what, okay, we're gonna have to improve on a lot of things, we have to do a lot of things better because Marvel Rivals is just putting their foot in our asses. And now look at them now. They're not they're no longer Overwatch 2. They're called Overwatch 1 again now, and they're adding like 5 new characters at once, and they're just rewriting the blueprint on everything. And people are saying that it looks pretty fun. Something like that needs to happen to Crunchyroll, bro. Something that will shake them up and say, you know what? Nah. You're not gonna be with this monopoly shit anymore. And we're gonna make an anime subscription service, and it's gonna be better than yours. People are gonna come to us. That's what should happen. Will it happen? Is it probable? I don't know. Hopefully one guy out there who has money or a programmer out there who's like, you know what? Fuck this. I want to make an anime streaming service. Will think of something. I wish my coding skills were up to par now, or I wish I had money.
Because here's the reason why people use Crunchyroll. I'm just gonna be honest. Convenience. That's true. People use Crunchyroll out of convenience because they don't want to deal with ads, viruses, or having to worry about their favorite site getting taken down by copyright takedowns.
Yep. For example, it's a bitch for me to get anime when I go to the pirated site that I go to. Well, that I allegedly go to watch anime because I gotta close out a lot of ads. I gotta go on my phone to watch it too. I can't use my computer because it'll get all fucked up, and it's irritating. You know, I used to be able to do it on my PlayStation 4, but it's just a headache. There's no point. You know.
I mean, the recent example with like Bato is one. You know how that manga site got taken down. Obviously, people don't want to have to worry about that and deal with that. So out of convenience, people will pay for the Crunchyroll subscription just to not have to deal with that. But the problem here is Crunchyroll's product is very bad, and it's getting worse. Everybody sees it. Even their biggest supporters are seeing it, and the industry is seeing it. And I've even had a few people that are insiders that have told me that a lot of people within the industry does not like Crunchyroll as well. But there's not really much that can be done because of how much control they have. It's just bad. Really bad. I'll leave it at that, though. I just wanted to talk about this. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And please leave a like on the video. It helps me out a lot, especially in these very stressful times. I mean, if you know, you know. If you watched yesterday's video, you know why it's some stressful times. But thank you so much for the support. I appreciate you guys. I love you. Chibi out.
Nice. I like that. I like that. I'm glad he mentioned it. Chibi reviewer, you're getting that like from me, my guy. Yeah, there's nothing out there, bro. There's actually nothing out here where you can watch anime for real. And that's the annoying part and that's the irritating part. We're just basically stuck with them until something better comes along in the future, you know?